So here we've got a speedometer that we want to build, and we're going to base this on quarterly sales objectives. So in Q1, I want to sell $250,000 of new sales, in Q2, 350, etc. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our data here, and we're going to have a start that's going to indicate 0. And then we're going to have our annual goal, which is we're just going to sum this up, and we come up with $1.2 million for our annual goal. All right. Now let's go ahead and create our first chart that we're going to use for this. So we're going to go to Insert. We're going to pick the circle charts, and we're going to pick a donut. Now let's go ahead and move this to position for us. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and select Data, and we're going to add. So the first thing we want to do is we want the series name to be the speedometer, and then the series values are going to be these here. All right, and we're done with that for now. So here's our speedometer to start with, and I want to rename this. So we're going to call this the sales speedometer. We're going to get rid of the legend, so just select it and delete it. Now the orientation is wrong, and some other things. So we're going to customize this. To start with, we're going to get rid of the border. So I don't want any border on this, and now it tightens it up a little bit. We're going to click on the large green circle here, and under the fill, we're going to put no fill on that. We're going to change the color of each one of these. I want the first quarter to be red, the second quarter to be orange, the third quarter to be green, and the fourth can be purple. That's fine. Now let's go ahead and select the whole circle, and we need to change our orientation. So we're going to use this bar option over here, and the angle of first slice is what we're going to change to 270, and that rotates the whole thing. Next, we're going to click on the circle again, and we're going to use the plus sign, and we're going to add some data labels. But I want to do more options on my data labels, and so it automatically just decided that it wants this. So let's go back over this little label options. We're going to uncheck the leader line. We're going to uncheck value, and we want the values from a cell range. So we're going to go ahead and select Q1 through Q4. And unfortunately, it puts it in the wrong position, so we'll have to move them around. We're going to go ahead and first bold it by doing Control B, and then we're going to grab Q4 here, and we're going to move it into position. And Q3, Q2, and Q1. All right, so we've got part of our speedometer set up, and now we need to move on to the next part. All right. So this is going to be the pointer. The pointer's got 3 elements that we need. So the first one is going to be the sales so far. That's how much sales we've sold that we're going to indicate on the speedometer. Next is we need a size of the pointer. So this is going to be equal to the annual goal. So we're going to start with annual goal, and we're going to modify this formula. We're going to multiply that times 0.2, so I want 2% of that. And then we have the end of the speedometer. So that's going to be 2 different formulas. Sum this together, and we're going to minus the sum of these 2. All right. Next, we're going to put a data validation constraint on the sales so far, so we don't go below or above our maximums. So let's come over here to Data and Data Validation, and we want this to be a decimal number that's between, and we're going to just pick 0 for that one, and we're going to, which is B3, and then we're going to pick B8 for the next one, and we're going to click OK. So anytime this goes, either if we type in a negative number or something above our annual goal, it's going to fail. If we change our annual goal, it'll automatically update for us. All right, so now we need to create the next chart. So we're going to come over here, right click, and select data. And we're going to add, and the series name is going to be pointer, and our series values are going to be these 3 values here. All right, click OK. Now we need to change the chart type. So we're going to right click and change the chart type, and you'll see that we're under the combo list here. We can see our speedometer is a donut, and our pointer is also a donut. So we're going to change this to a pie, And it's the wrong orientation also, but we're going to make a couple of similar things that we did to the other one. So we're going to start off with no borders. Oops, no, that didn't do it. So let's select it and no border. And then we're going to change some colors here. So the green one we don't want, so we're going to get rid of that. The blue one we don't want, we're going to get rid of that. And this orange sliver, that's the one we do want, we're going to change the color to black. But it's in the wrong place. So we need to change the whole chart to 270. And then let's test it out and make sure that we got that correct. So 0 at the bottom and 1.2 takes it all the way up. And if we do 125, it tells us it's too big. And if we do -1, it's too big. So it looks like we got it correct. All right, so we've got our speedometer going. Now the next thing we need to do is we're going to add a text box. Text box, here we go. And we're going to draw that. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this equal to our sales so far. Then I want to select it and I want to center it up in the box. And we can make it bold and we can make it some other color like blue or something. I don't like that blue. Let's try this blue. All right, and let's make the font a little bit bigger. All right, and then I want a no fill on it and a no line on it. We're going to do the same thing with a no fill and a no line on the chart itself. And then lastly, because we're going to move this stuff around, we're going to select both of them. And to do that, I held the Shift key, selected one, and then selected the other. I'm going to right click and group. All right, there's the sales speedometer. So you can, of course, widen it up or make it smaller, whatever you want.